Hey, this is Deletra,
Hey, everybody, this is Angela,
and you're listening to Nutrient Sisters.
a podcast dedicated to helping you learn how to nourish yourself.
Welcome to the first episode of Nutrient Sisters. My name is Deletra, and I'm here with my co-host.
Hey, it's Angela.
We're so excited that you tuned into our podcast today. Our podcast is intended to create a space for practical and open dialogue concerning health and wellness. In today's episode, we're giving you the tea on detoxing your body. So through our research, we identified some of the most common products marketed to consumers for detoxing. And we saw that detox teas are the most notable products available with claims to improve the health of consumers. Angela, can you tell us more about these products and the practice of detoxing?
Right. So these are products that claim to have a quote unquote special ingredients in them in order to cleanse the body of toxins, which then promotes weight loss and improves overall health, right? So these toxins, they come from a lot of things. So the foods we eat, the air we breathe, the things we use to clean, the products we put on our body, etc. I mean, there's such a long list, right? There's a number of ways that people try to detox, okay? There's teas and juices, fasting, dietary supplements, which can include like herbs, think Chinese medicine, colon cleansers like laxatives, enemas, simply just reducing your environmental exposures, and then sweating, like using a sauna or working out like a hot yoga. So in this episode, we're mainly focused on the products like teas and juices, which, Deletra, have you tried any of these?
No, I haven't. I'm afraid of the potential side effects. I've never tried them before. Have you?
Okay, so I've tried some things, and not because of the claim that it detoxes, but I will have to admit that I tried some of them. Yeah. But the question that's on everyone's mind is, do we need to detox? And I think that's a tricky question. And Deletra, maybe you'll see things a little differently. But here's my take on it. Okay.
Okay.
So, as I stated above, there's like a number of toxins that we consume or we take in on a daily basis. My thoughts are that yes, we need to quote unquote detox our bodies, but not in the way that you think. So to me, I think, and I think this is where the dilemma lies. I think the word detox means something different for a lot of people, right? So for me, detox means that you stop doing something harmful in order to let your body rest. So to me, like limiting your exposures to said toxins is a detox. But our livers and our kidneys are our natural detoxifiers. They get rid of harmful things within our bodies, and if they're in good shape and you're in good health, they do their job well. Especially if you're consuming like a really great diet, one that's filled with fiber, fruits, vegetables, which already they decrease your oxidative stress, right? Things that we've heard before.
Yeah.
When you're continuously exposed to said toxins, then it could be harmful to your body over time, which is why like Chinese herbal medicines, naturopathy, homeopathy, that's why those things exist. And I mean, our viewers, you guys can argue whether you believe those alternative medicines are beneficial in aiding the detox process, which, spoiler alert, I personally believe and respect that practice, but you would need a full body analysis in order to understand the sources of those toxins. And having said all of this, these drinks like skinny fit tea, the ones that we see kind of floating around on the internet, those are controversial. I mean, to note, the Food and Drug Administration, the Federal Trade Commission, they've taken action against these companies because they contain harmful ingredients and they make false claims.
So I think from what I'm hearing that you're saying, basically detoxing your body by using healthy practices or avoiding some things that can be harmful to your body and engaging in practices that aid your natural body's process to detox is something that's really beneficial.
Right. Yeah. I can definitely believe that. And I think yeah, I mean, maybe the issue with a lot of these products is that they are making false claims. They are saying things like, "Oh, you'll lose weight instantly."
Sure.
And I think that's something that is something that we need to kind of dive deeper into is like, what are these health claims and are they true or not?
Yeah, for sure. So I know you mentioned one of the health claims to drop weight quickly. I did see one tea company, they claimed that if you drink 2.5 cups per day, you can lose 5 pounds in 5 days, which is
Yeah.
really attractive to most consumers.
It's really attractive. But I think for people, well, for you and I, people who are in the field, we know that dropping 5 pounds in 5 days isn't exactly ideal.
Right. Yeah. That's not considered a healthy, safe weight loss plan. Usually it's recommended like 1 to 2 pounds per week. So 7 days within a 7 day period is usually a safe range for individuals.
Right. And I think the thing that you have to look at is, okay, well, what does this mean that we're going to lose weight? So for a lot of these products, they're like, okay, you're going to lose your stomach. And I think when you think about that, you're like, okay, well, let's think about this logically. Like, how would I lose my quote unquote stomach through drinking this tea? And a lot of it is one, the bloating, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in essence, that's kind of what helps make you look like you might have lost a little bit of weight. There's various ingredients, like some of the teas and things that we know are beneficial in kind of reducing bloat. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're losing a significant amount of weight. You're not burning this fat off, because the minute that you stop drinking this tea, you're going to be bloated again.
Right.
So yeah, like you're not losing weight.
Mm-hmm.
You're just debloating.
Yeah.
And I say that because from what I looked at, and maybe you have other things too, but there wasn't any significant evidence from a scientifically based publication that suggested that you can lose fat through these tea detoxes.
Yeah, well, I did. I found a Korean study. It was researchers, they sought to see if overweight Korean women could lose body fat, improve their lipid profiles through a lemon detox beverage. And that had lemon juice, maple syrup, and water. And they studied one group that drank the lemon beverage, another group that had a placebo, which was a similar beverage. It just had lemon flavored juice rather than the actual natural lemon juice. And then they had another group that just ate normal. And what they found with the first two groups, the placebo group and the lemon juice group, they found that they did lose body fat within, I believe it was an 11-day period. However, the researchers did not attribute the weight loss to the actual beverage. They suspected that it was due to the decrease in calories for the women. So on average, they were consuming about 400 calories per day.
Oh, Lord.
Which is a very extreme difference from the normal eating pattern of an individual.
Right.
So that's basically like starving yourself. So, of course, you're going to have changes in your body if you're doing something extreme as that. And one limitation of the study was short term. So they saw changes in body fat within like a week. However, what are the long term effects of that? Is that sustainable to continue drinking lemon juice with syrup every day?
Right.
I don't think so. I
Uh,
really don't.
And I'm glad you said it, Deletra. I'm so glad you said it, because that's what people need to understand, is that you're not just going to McDonald's every day, doing your normal routine and drinking these teas and losing weight. Like, no,
Right.
you also, the part of drinking these teas is that you also need to have modifications in your diet. So yeah, you
Mhm.
have to decrease your calorie intake. You need to decrease your portion size. You need to maybe incorporate or decrease certain food groups. Like, you're not just going about your regular life and drinking tea and losing weight. Like, there's way more to it.
Yeah.
And some of them have these laxative like ingredients, like senna. Senna is a popular one in some of these teas.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're going to the bathroom way more than you usually do with these teas. And so yeah, you are gonna quote unquote lose your stomach a little bit, not a lot.
Mhm.
This isn't like, if you need to lose 90 pounds, you're not going to lose 90 pounds from drinking this tea.
Yes.
Unless, like you said, you're basically starving yourself while you're drinking the tea.
Right. Right. Which is unhealthy.
Right.
Um, and I saw some other research, but it was basically saying what I assessed from the first study that I referenced, that they found that detox diet can produce short term weight loss, and it was unclear on whether or not they can maintain that weight loss in the long term. The Harvard Medical School commentaries on health said that weight loss can occur. However, they reported that most of the loss was through water. So people are
Right.
losing water weight rather than body fat, which is the ideal, the intended goal for most people when they're trying to lose weight. And the research is very limited. I saw one company, it claimed it had a clinical trial. I could not find any study
Right.
that they had. And you would think they would want to put that on their website. You know, that's something to really boast about, but I couldn't find it. So,
Right. You would think that, right? You would think that they
yeah,
would put the link for you to just click and
yeah,
read. I
yeah,
mean, even when I was trying to like research these companies, I couldn't even find like who created this company. Like, it just
yeah.
exists. And I think that's problematic too.
Sure. And when you, and some I was able to find out who the CEO was, but they didn't have any health background at all. So to me, that makes me very on the fence about, well, who is creating this product? Just a regular Joe Schmo? How
Right.
am I supposed to believe that they know what's safe or what's effective for weight loss? So sometimes you got to think about, where is the message coming from? Who is this person? Are they a businessman or a businesswoman
Mm-hmm.
just trying to, get my money? What is their mission
Right.
for this product?
No, exactly. And I think when you look at the other claims, like when you look at the fact that you're getting rid of all these harmful toxins and you're going to have a boost in energy and it's a cure-all for all of your health conditions that you've ever had in your life, and you look at the ingredients and you're like, this is just a bag of teas. So, I mean, we know that teas in general, green tea, oolong, black, herbamate, ginger, I mean, all of those things are really good for your body. They have antioxidant properties and
Sure.
anti-inflammatory properties. They're high in flavonols. Um, we know that to be true. Those things are really good for you. But when you're making all of these claims and it's just a couple of teas you've mixed together, you have to sort of question, well, okay, like how is it going to get rid of all these harmful toxins? Like,
Right.
what exactly is the pathology of that? Like
Yeah.
how is that going to work? Because I'm
Yeah.
just drinking teas.
Yeah. And I wonder if you were able to find what toxins they actually claim that they get rid of, because I could not find that. So
No,
it seemed
and
like a
that's the other
buzzword.
thing. Yeah, you have to make like a general, like a broad, it's a broad statement and you have to take it for what it is. Like these
Hmm.
harmful toxins. Like, well, what are
Yeah.
you talking about? Because
Which
are you
ones?
talking about pesticides in the food? Are you talking
Hmm.
about like environmental pollution? Like,
Hmm.
are you
Yeah.
trying to say it's getting rid of all of these things? Like,
Yeah.
it's too broad.
Yeah. It seems like a buzzword. I hear that a lot. Toxicity and antitoxin and toxic free. But I
Yeah,
find that a lot of people that talk about that, they don't have the background into to really understand what toxins are, what products are fighting what toxins allegedly. And when you think about just having a science background, how some things at certain levels can be toxic.
right,
So, are you going to avoid everything?
right.
Everything at some level can be, harmful to you. So, it seems like a lot of scare tactics to get the public to purchase their product or their book or something like that. And I found that very interesting that they can't explain what toxins they're really talking about.
Right. And that's the thing. And that's why I kind of mentioned like you would need a full blood analysis in order to figure out if you are even being affected by these so called toxins. Like,
Yeah.
if you honestly and truly believe that you live in an area where there's a lot of pollution, or
Hmm.
maybe you're just eating really terribly, if you honestly believe that you're being affected by toxins, then you need to go to the doctor. Either it's a naturopathic doctor or it's your regular PCP, whatever it is. Go to your doctor, get a full blood analysis. They'll be able to tell you what's going on and they'll give you the right information. So if you want to
Yeah.
take a bunch of herbs and a bunch of teas and stuff, they're the ones that can kind of prescribe that. I don't recommend some Joe Schmo off the street saying
Yeah.
like, here's a bag of teas and it's going to get rid of your toxins.
Yeah. And they're not responsible for the side effects, the Joe Schmo. Or you can't call them up and say, "Hey, you told me I should take this, and I'm experiencing this. What do I do now?" With the
Right.
providers that you were mentioning, you can call them up and say, "Hey, something's going on. What does this mean? What?" And they can, give you some advice that way.
Right.
So,
Right. Cuz maybe it is. Maybe something's going on with your liver and your kidney, cuz those are our natural detox. They get rid of things in the body. Maybe there is something going on with your body. Maybe you do need to go check that out. Please
mhm.
do that before you take a tea.
Yes, yes. Seek some advice of someone who's trusted,
Right.
whoever you trust, that can
And
give you guidance on that.
yes. And Deletra, there, in my opinion, when I go to the store and I get a tea, it's
Mhm.
pretty inexpensive. But these things
Yeah,
seem like they're pretty high in cost.
yeah. So I researched the pricing for some of the most common products because I am not wealthy, so I try to make cost effective purchases. And from my research, I found I found a Uncle Lee's China Green Dieters tea. That was the lowest price product, was about $3.49 per box, and that gives you 30 tea bags. But normally the ones that you see marketed on Instagram and YouTube or Google or whatever, they can be as high as $50 to $100 for these
Wow.
products.
Just for some teas that they mix
Yes.
together.
Yes. Just for their special little mix with the little tea bags and the other different ingredients that they have. You can be shelling out like $100 a month for that. And I can see how people are kind of roped into that, considering the health claims that we discussed. That's pretty promising and attractive to most individuals. And
Right.
if you've had issues with any of those things before, you're kind of just like just take my money. Whatever can get me to that place to get that claim, I'm going to do that. But
Right.
and Angela spoke about this before, about some products that you can find in the grocery store that support similar claims to what she was talking about before. So helping to reduce bloating, clean out your digestive system. A lot of these products claim to boost energy. However, the products are usually 0 to 5 something calories per serving.
Right.
So scientifically, that doesn't really make sense because our calories are what give us energy. So if we compare them to actual foods that we can find in the grocery store that will give us energy, those items can be as low as 99 cents at the store. So I'm referring to
Right.
fruits, vegetables, whole grains, fermented foods like yogurt or kimchi or kefir or something in that realm is really affordable. And if you want to get technical, you can also include water in that category of stuff that can support the health claims. And tap water is free. It's free, guys. We just got to pay
It's
our water bill every month.
right.
So, from a financial perspective, it seems like the most cost effective purchase is to purchase whole foods. And
Right.
that, so speaking about the research that we were talking about before, about how sustainable it is to continue to drink a tea every day versus eating our fruits and vegetables every day, it seems like more of a sustainable purchase as well.
Right.
And we can use all those items, our fruits, our vegetables, whole grains, fermented foods, many different ways, many different meals that make up with that, versus you can't really remix the tea. Like it's
Yeah.
just the same all the time.
Right. Yes, exactly. And the thing is, I thought about it and I was like, well, why are these people like why are we so attracted to this tea product? Why is it that we're like, oh yeah, I gotta go buy that?
Yeah.
And I thought about it and I was like, it's these celebrities, man.
Yeah.
And let
Yeah.
me tell you, these celebrities are getting paid. Girl, they get paid big bucks to
Yep.
promote products.
Yep.
Because not only does Instagram pay them to post, right?
Yeah.
Because in fact, Jason Derulo just came out and said that they pay him,
Right.
quote unquote, way more than $175,000 per post, which unquote already blows my mind.
Yes.
So Instagram pays them the post, and then the company itself, like Flat Tummy Tea, pays them as well. So it's a double whammy.
Yep. Yeah.
And then to us, it looks great. We're like, wow, these celebrities, they look great. And you know, the thing about it is money rules the world.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that the celebrities have plastic surgery,
Right.
which then further damages us into believing that these products work.
Yes.
But I'm like, I guess that's why we're so into these things, because otherwise, if I hadn't seen it floating online from a Kardashian or, you know, an Amber Rose or something, I probably wouldn't have ever heard of it.
Yeah. And I'm always skeptical of a celebrity endorsement, especially when it comes to weight loss products, because I think about, well, they've been the same weight this whole time. They've always had a flat tummy. Why now is this new product giving them the flat tummy?
Right. And they're all saying the same thing in their little in their
Yes.
post. It's always the same thing that they just copy and pasted.
Yes. And I wonder if you've noticed like influencers that are in larger bodies, how they do their promo. Like they'll show you a before picture, probably their belly is sticking out or something like that. They're like, oh yeah, I'm taking the product. And then they do an after picture and it's like shot in a different light or a different angle to make you believe that they've lost weight or they decrease their tummy size or something like that.
Right. As if Photoshop and all those things didn't exist.
Right.
As if you're wearing different things, as if you're posing different, like there's so many things that go into it, but yet we believe these things. We're like, oh yeah, it's that tea. And I think it's especially harmful for young people. I mean, you and I were adults, so and we can logically think these things through. We have access to all these things online, articles and such, but I look at younger girls, and if I was in high school, I would have been like, shoot, I need to go get that product too.
Right. Yes. A very critical age, adolescence, puberty time frame. You're very impressionable and aware of your body and your image. And you see someone that you look up to promoting the product, you really are impressionable to believe that you need to purchase that. And I think it's a predatory practice for people to promote stuff that they know doesn't work.
Right. Because as we said, I mean, you even, talked a little bit about the science behind these and the evidence and it's not really there.
No.
It's still, even the things that you found that are like, yeah, kind of, but not really, like that's not very helpful. And that's no, it's a no for me.
Yeah. And it makes me wonder, are people willing to spend a lot of money for short-term results? Is the short-term results really all that matters to them? If they could just have a flat tummy for a week or two, is that worth it?
And I would say that it is. Well, not personally, but I would say for our society right now that it is.
Yeah.
Because that's all we care about is immediate results, and we just want to be skinny. And I don't understand what that is. Like, we just want to be skinny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even with the curvy trend that we have now, it's still about having a flat tummy, though.
Yes.
So that's why the girls look a little crazy with their surgery.
Yes.
Like, this is bulging, but this is thin. This no waist.
They got thin legs, thin arms, thin tummy, but they've got these like enormous butts,
hams,
and these enormous boobs.
Yes.
And I don't know. I mean, I know where we kind of got this from, but I also just don't know why it's gotten so out of hand.
Yeah, it is really out of control. And I know you spoke about promoting on Instagram. Are you aware of the policy that they implemented? I think it was like a year ago or so, to restrict these type of ads to children that are under 18.
Oh,
yes.
I'm a clap for that.
Yes.
I'm a clap for that.
That's progress.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that is just, it's just grossly misleading.
It is. And I wondered, I was like, wait, I don't really see the flat tummy teas and the whatever teas anymore. That's, that often anymore. What's going on? Did people catch on?
Right.
But I just had to look a little further and I could actually find it. It's just restricted. It's still there. It's still, available.
But at least it's not showing up so easily.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm happy about that change.
Yes. I want, what I want? I want more celebrities that are like, look, my portion size is great. Look, my my calorie intake is such and such.
Right.
Wow, look, I've incorporated more fruits and veggies. Why don't you do the same? Like, that's what I want.
Yeah, but I also think that they have an unrealistic lifestyle that we don't have. And these products make it seem like we're on the same level, like it's achievable. Like, no, actually, she has a personal trainer, or actually, she has a plastic surgeon, or she has a personal chef that can make her healthy meals. And these products,
got all of them.
Yeah, and these products, they try to be the equalizer, but that doesn't exist. We're not there. We're really not.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's definitely true.
But they should be more honest about that. I mean, I love transparency over a lie.
That is, you know what? Yes.
So
Yes, like tell me your story. I want to hear it. I want to know the truth. You're not getting skinny from wrapping your stomach on a everyday basis, drinking these teas. Like it's just
yes,
stop, you know?
I can relate more to that. I would engage more to the real thing that's going on. Like your real
Right.
stomach, your real face. I feel like that's more relatable to me, but I think I'm in the minority, I guess.
I think so cuz I've seen a lot of comments. I think it was Cardi B a couple weeks ago. Somebody posted a picture of her talking about, her back was fat. She has some back fat.
What?
Yes, girl. And I mean, and Cardi was a big proponent of the flat tummy teas and stuff.
Right.
Wrapping your stomach,
Mhm.
getting plastic surgery.
Yes.
And here we are, we're still talking about her quote unquote fat
Yeah.
back.
That supports that narrative that we need to be perfect and we need to fix this blemish and stuff like that. So I understand that her platform and lifestyle is probably extremely hard. I mean, any
Right.
public figure, and I understand why people run to these quick fixes like that if you're always having someone judging you. I think her body is bomb. So I've never seen
Yeah.
I don't see that stuff when I look on
Right.
social media. I'm like, where do you see this?
Oh, girl, I saw it. I always see it. I'm in all the rooms, all the shade rooms. But it makes me question, like, okay, so she's taking these skinny teas, guys. So do they work? Cause like, I want you
Good
to be the
point.
judge because if we're still telling her that she's fat and she's drinking these teas, maybe she might not be, but
Mhm.
she's promoting these teas. So do you think they work?
Right.
Because to me, it's going to be a no. Clearly, if we're
Mhm.
still saying, I don't think she's fat, but
No.
if that's what we're still saying, and she's doing all of these things,
Yeah.
then no. The general consensus would be no. Then clearly, none of these things are working.
Right. Yeah. And you know what? It'll never be enough anyways. No matter what you
No.
do. If you're doing the teas or the plastic surgery or something like that, someone will always think or believe that you should be a different way. More
Right.
skinnier, less back fat, less the thigh gap and all that crazy stuff.
Right.
It's a shame.
That sounds like another topic for another day.
Yeah, definitely. There's so much to talk about in that
Yes, there
regard
is.
with body image, for sure.
Oh, Lord. Sweating.
Need a series for that one.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's the bottom line, Deletra?
For me,
What have we gotten to? Yeah.
for me, from my perspective, I think it's less expensive and more effective to eat a well balanced, plant rich diet. It just
Okay.
it just makes more for me. I think if you look at the financials, you look at the research, you look at the celebrities that are posting this information, I feel like it makes more sense for me to continue to support my natural body functions to detox my body and to sustain a healthy life. What do you think?
Right. I would agree with that. I would say yes. It is definitely less expensive from what I've seen and more effective to eat a well balanced plant rich diet. And I would say that your kidney and your liver does a really great job already.
Yes.
If you are worried that they aren't doing their job, please go to your doctor.
Yes.
Any type of doctor that you want to go to. Figure out if you do have maybe some toxicity. I'm not a doctor, so I can't tell you yes or no.
Mhm.
But what I can tell you is that these teas, they might aid in a little bit of, detoxifying, if you will, because teas are just good for you in general. But are you going to lose a bunch of weight and are you going to get rid of these so-called toxins just from drinking this tea? No.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
So, you're going to have to be the judge. You're going to have to decide for yourself. Make the informed decision for yourself. I can only give you the facts.
Yeah. Do what you will. And, some of these lifestyles, they're working for people. But it's good to know the real truth and not a truth that's behind a paywall where they want your money.
Right.
So.
Exactly. Well, we talked a great deal about these detox products, specifically teas. So I hope that you all enjoyed today's episode. If you have any more questions or comments, please drop them down below or directly message us, and we can try and get back to you. We might even have to do another episode where we talk about other detox methods, Deletra. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we could do like a series because there's so much out there, especially, the discussion of body image. That's another conversation for sure.
Yes. Yeah. Keep in tune for our next couple episodes. But until next time, we hope that you all stay healthy and you stay safe.